Guys, that is a bite right there. Boom. They're hooked up. Hooked up. Been sitting here about 15 minutes. Had a couple of small pulls. Not like that. I don't know if this bait was on the bottom or on the Carolina rig. Nothing but white perch out. Fresh cut white perch. No chicken today. We're going big bait, or cut bait I should say. Trying to stick a piggy. See if we can find one. Ancient Mariner reels. These are their 6000 series. Andy 30-pound monofilament. And old green Hellcat rods, medium action, hard to beat. Boom, there goes another rod right there, guys. Just had a wolf pack of fish roll up in here. Take anything we can get. I think we've had 9 out of 10 days of clouds. Oh, he is not hooked good. Nursing to the top. Fool him into coming up here. Oh, got him in the net. So that one was on a Carolina rig. So awesome. He's in the net. Let's get a weight on him. Nice fish. Very nice fish. Stop, stop, stop. All right, guys. Looks like about 22 in the net. So 20-pound fish. Take that all day long. Good shot. Good picture. Good fish. All right, guys. Get him back alive. Oh, pal, there's the first fish in the boat. Took about 20 minutes to get bit. I'm anchored, sitting in one place. What's interesting about this place is it's within casting distance of the bank very easily. If any of you guys were bank fishing, you could hit this spot. That's how close I am to the bank with my anchor set up. So moderate depth on the water. Probably the fish came out of maybe 22 feet of water. The really cool thing was there was another fish on another rod, and I needed to get it in. Yeah, I see that fish still moving. Still there. Still got him. He may have gotten into this other line. Yeah, I think he did. It's all right, we'll take it. We'll deal with that. This is an Ancient Mariner reel too. This is their 7000 version. A little bigger, a little bigger power handle. A lot more line capacity. Probably overkill for what I do. But if you're needing a lot of line capacity, these ain't bad. This is the older version. I've got the newer one back over there in black. A little design change. A little better casting. Ancient Mariner. Dude, this is going to be a nettable fish also. He's made a mess out of those lines. Pow, got him. If you hadn't seen me just release that other fish, you would have sworn it's the same fish. Oh, good fish. Nice fish. This one came on a bait. It was on a Carolina rig on the bottom. Some of y'all have asked me, do you ever use Carolina rigs? Yeah, I do. There's one right there, clip-on weight, number 8 hook. Let's get a weight on this fish and we'll get that back in the water. Another nice blue cat, winter time, anchored. Slowing it down, guys. Slowing it down in the winter. Good looking fish. Get that all day long. Let's get him back in the water. Well, pal, there's that second one. Like I said, if you hadn't seen me release the first one, you probably would have swore it was the same fish. Virtually the same size, same age class of fish. That one came on a Carolina rig. That bait was on the bottom. And like I said, I'm fishing all cut bait today. Don't have any chicken with me. Just doing a little prospecting out here to see if there's any bigger fish to be found on anchor. Just seeing what the depth is. You know, it's winter time. It's cold. This is, I don't know how many days in a row, this kind of cloud cover that we got here. And, you know, conventional wisdom is they're deep. These fish are not deep. They're at least not in the deepest water of this lake, and as a matter of fact, they're nowhere near the river channel. We're probably a mile and a half back up a creek arm away from the river channel where these fish are. So sometimes you got to shift gears around a little bit from what you're supposed to be doing and go do what the fish are doing. Guys, I think we got one swimming off of the bait right here. Ah, yes sir, he is hooked. He is hooked. That was one that didn't exactly set the rod into a disintegrating explosion. It just kind of crept off with the bait. As long as they're eating, same side of the boat as the last one. Again, that looks like an Abu. That's actually a PC Fun reel. Believe it or not. Actually, every reel we've got out here are PC Fun reels today. Most of them are these 5,000 series, but like that one we caught that last fish on, it's one of the bigger 7,000s. I say 6,000, 6,000. Another nice fish. Another nice fish. Just getting ready to pick up and go try another spot to see if this pattern works elsewhere on the lake. I like to do that sometimes just to see if this is something repeatable. Boom, in the net. All right, guys, y'all are seeing me release these fish. I promise you, I'm not catching the same fish over and over. This one looks just like the other ones though. Let's get it in here and get a look at it. Nice fish. This one looks a little fatter than the other ones, but not as long. Another one on a Carolina rig. Just in case you don't know what a Carolina rig is, it's basically your main line. Then you have a swivel here that connects to your leader. On here, you can put this sinker in line on here, or you can use the sinker slide. I like the sinker slide because I can take the sinker off of here so it doesn't beat stuff up like when I take the rods in the house. Piece of leader material, length varies. This one's pretty long. 50-pound leader, 30-pound main line. And then a hooker's terminal tackle. Circle hook on the meat end. I used octopus style. So, bang, let's see what we got here. Another one in the teens, almost 15. They're longer fish. They're just long bodied, almost look like a river fish. Not a super big belly. I thought the belly was gonna be a little bit better on it. But we'll take him, good fish. We'll get a measurement for the biologist. I feel it's gonna be 31. There we go. Let's get it back alive. Let's let people see it disappear. There you go. There you go, guys. After a brief little break in the action from those first two fish, pow, rod goes over. Same side of the boat, bait's on the bottom. So you may ask yourself, hey, is it a Carolina rig kind of day? We did catch most of the fish so far on them, which hasn't been a lot of fish. I think maybe it could just be that I've got more Carolina rigs on that side of the boat where the fish are feeding. Sometimes that catfish rig can make a difference, depending on what the fish are feeding on, obviously what kind of bait you're using, whether your boat's anchored or moving, whether you got current. So yeah, I do think the rig can make a difference in the fish picking up on it. If they're feeding on mussels and snails on the bottom, that might help out. You know, if you're in a place with some current, I like having that Santee rig. It floats that bait up off the bottom a little bit. If you got a lot of trash, you know, other stuff on the bottom, I think it can help. Today at least, I've got a mixed bag. I've got 3 of each, so we're gonna see which one they hit. Happy to have that one. Another nice fish, and we'll sit back and see if we can get a couple more here before it gets dark. Guys, I just was getting ready to put this rod back out, and I think I've got a small one going. It's either going or picking up the bait. Yep, he's there. Don't think it's as big, but yeah, I don't even have the rod I just caught that fish back out yet. It's almost like they're coming through in little wolf packs. The interesting thing is, every fish has been off of the starboard side of the boat. It can be like that. Maybe something over here with water depth that's not right. Could be they're over here feeding on mussels, maybe some bait fish. This may need the net after all. This is that bigger reel I was telling you about from PC Fun to 7,000. Little bigger deal, little bigger reel. I haven't boga gripped one in a long time. I hardly ever do that on guide trips. Ah, it's another good fish. Got it. Man. Not as big, lovely nonetheless, and on the bottom, on a Carolina rig again. Carolina rig's the way to go today? It's a good question. They're hitting them. It's about 12 pounds. Nice fish. Let's get a length on it. I'm gonna say 28-ish, 27. Here we go. Pretty fish, got some mud. Maybe they're starting to come back to life. Getting some of that mud off of them. Let them go. Pow. There's another one. And like I was saying, I had not even gotten the other rod rebaited and back out yet. That fish came very quickly. Not as big as the other 3, but a nice double-digit fish nonetheless. Here, those are great fish, and we're blessed that we're able to catch them. You guys can't catch those fish everywhere, okay? It's not because you don't have the skill. That's absolutely not it. It's because they're not everywhere. Not all bodies of water have, you know, fish that are 12, 14, 16, 18 pounds. Be happy catching what you got. A lot of what we're doing here will apply anywhere in the country. You know, obviously I'm in a lake, I'm in a reservoir. If you're in a big river, it's a little different ball game. Just the techniques, putting stuff out here, putting in the time and being patient in the winter. Honestly, for me, after some of these guy trips I've had recently, the fishing's been tough, and I put 4 fish in the boat here in about an hour, probably a little bit over an hour now. That's actually pretty dang good. So it's telling me something. It's because of the rigs. Is it because I'm anchored up? A lot of times I'm drifting and covering water. These fish have come anchored in one place waiting. So it's all stuff to factor in and think about. Here's the bottom line, guys. There is no magical answer. There is no magic formula. If you're new to this, there's not some secret out there that people aren't telling you. Sometimes it's just you got to put time in the water, experiment with some stuff, and once you do everything right, you got to get lucky. All right, guys, I finally got one on the other side of the boat. I may have one going here too, but I'm pretty sure this one is hooked up. Feels like he's swimming right at the boat. That did not stay buttoned. Oh no, he's coming straight to the boat. Oh wow, wow, that's crazy. I thought there was not a fish on there, and he was coming right at the boat. He made a run from some deep water way up shallow after taking this bait. Let him work his way around here underneath the boat. We'll try taking a net shot at him. It's a good fish too. Total opposite side. This is all the way off the port side this time finally. Bad part is I didn't use up any, oh, there you go, there you go. Didn't use up any fight getting him here, so I'll let him get a little bit out of him. Better fish, heck yeah. That's a better fish, guys. That one there came on one of the Santee rigs. This rod over here got hit. I don't know if there's a fish on it or not, but let's get this thing up here and get a weight on him. Pretty fish, guys. Pretty fish. Happy to have that one. Let's get him back in the water. All right, guys, there's 5 fish in the boat, and you can see how long we've been sitting here, about an hour and 20 minutes. That's a pretty good catch rate, especially considering every one of these is double-digit fish, with 4 of them being in the teens. It's a pretty good bite, pretty good fishing. The best part is, if you look over my shoulder, it's within casting distance of the bank. These fish are not coming out of super deep water. What's the magic combination? Well, who knows what it is today. I am anchored, I'm not drifting. Also, we've had some rain. There's an inflow of water. There is some current in this creek that could have made the difference. It's hard to compare what happened today to what happened 4 or 5 days ago, and you can't really do that, especially when things change. That influx of fresh water, it changes things. You know, if it was to go sunny, that would be a different, you know, denominator than we got today. So sometimes you just got to roll with it. I think my takeaway today is anchoring was probably a better play. I was probably better off letting these baits sit. A lot of these fish came up with some mud on them. Usually that's a sign that they're somewhat inactive or been inactive. So I think this might have been a better play. It worked out. I'm calling it a victory. It's a good day of fishing out here.